My friend Al Baum is a 21st century Jewish manifestation of the Renaissance man. He's well educated, he's well read, he's engaged in the fine arts and music and dance, in business and civic affairs and politics, in his faith and in his faith community. And of course, then there's his heart of gold, well known by many.
Al and I have known each other for over 60 years. We met each other in college, and we've been friends ever since. In fact, when I moved to San Francisco in the late 50s, Al was the first friend I looked up.
We've worked together over the years, primarily through Jewish Community Federation. He as a board member or a committee chairman, and it's been a delight. He's a person with true commitment. He's dependable, he has excellent judgment, and he's a problem solver.
I came from Chicago, was raised in the Chicago suburbs. I went to Harvard, I went to Harvard Law School, I went to the U.S. Army for a couple of years, and on January 14th, 1958, I arrived in San Francisco.
Attorney and city planner turned psychotherapist and real estate investor, he's got tremendous range. From serving on the Fine Arts Museum Board to the Jewish Community Federation Board. But most of all, Al Baum has championed civil rights for the LGBT community for decades.
He's certainly been extremely involved in the gay community, and that's not just a San Francisco activity, it's an activity in Washington and throughout the nation.
His involvement with pursuit of civil rights has been a part of his entire life, whether it was for the struggle for African American civil rights going back to the 1950s and 60s, or for women's rights, or for the LGBT community.
Rita Semmel, Executive Director Emeritus of JCRC, has exemplified and set the standard for Jewish engagement with the civic community. Al Baum embodies that same dual commitment, easily moving among different segments of our community and ensuring a prominent Jewish voice in civic affairs.
I have made no secret of being Jewish. I've made no secret of being gay for many, many, many years. So everybody who cares knows who I am and what I am. I know that, for instance, I was selected to be on the board of the Fine Arts Museums because I was gay. There was a bond issue coming up, and they wanted to pass the bond issue, and they thought it might be politic to have one gay member of the board of trustees of the museums. They were right, but the bond issue didn't pass.
Leadership positions in the Jewish community: Federation, JFCS, New Israel Fund, LGBT Alliance, to name a few. In the civic community, Lambda Legal Defense and Education Fund, City Planning Commission, Fine Arts Museum, Access Institute for Psychological Services, to name a few. A man with a foot in both worlds. Al Baum, a most deserving honoree for the Rita R. Semmel Jewish-Civic Leadership Award.
I was reminded of an incident in which there was a very minor mistake in a wall label at the De Young. When the JCRC called me and said, "Can you do something about it?" I put them together with the staff of the Fine Arts Museums, and it was quickly taken care of. There was another instance in which I was helpful in bringing to the Legion of Honor an art exhibit by an Israeli photographer, Adi Ness, who actually by that time had become a friend of mine. And that was really very interesting because he was both Jewish, obviously Israeli, and gay, and the art exhibit was a huge success, and he is now well known in the Bay Area, I think, as a result of that. You know, if there weren't a JCRC, we would have to invent it, because somebody has to be able to speak for the Jews. JCRC's year of civil discourse about Israel is a good thing. It gets people talking. Hopefully it'll get people talking together who otherwise wouldn't be, and more civilly than they otherwise would be. I think it's necessary. I think it is well designed, and I hope it succeeds.
His own vivaciousness and his joie de vivre, his love of life and his love of the community. He loves San Francisco, and Al was able to embrace it all just by showing up and offering his contributions.
Al adds color to our board through his colorful shirts, his wonderful sweaters and all. But I don't know if many people recognize that when he leaves the staid boardroom, he goes out, puts his helmet on, and rides off on his motorcycle.
The unique part of Al is that he loves everybody. That sort of sets the stage for his broad involvement in various activities. I like to say to Al, congratulations, and I don't know anyone who is more deserving. You have some wonderful company in receiving the various awards this evening. You are deeply deserving of the honor.
I am delighted to receive an award named for Rita Semmel. I have enormous respect for her.
So in our collective pursuit of justice and our efforts in repair of the world and tikkun olam, I just want to thank JCRC and, of course, in doing so, honor my good friend Al Baum in receipt of the Rita Semmel Award. No other award would be more fitting for Al. And encourage everyone to continue to invest, whether as a donor, as an advocate, as an elected official, or as a community volunteer, that we bring a particular perspective from our own history as Jews in recognizing the value and respecting, dignifying, and validating every human life, recognizing that the work is never done from generation to generation. It's our task, our obligation, our responsibility. Al, JCRC, you lead by example, and we're also indebted. Thank you.